Hi everyone, my name is Holly, and in today's video I am going to be showing you all of the books that I acquired in March. So this is definitely going to be my biggest book haul of the year so far. I have been trying to severely cut down my book buying, and this month got away from me just a little bit, but I do have two unboxings to show you. I'm going to show you one before the books just to give this video a little bit of variety, and then I'll show you another one at the end. But the first one is some bookish jewelry that I recently received. I am a rep for Shiki Creates on Bookstagram, which I highly recommend you check out her jewelry. It is beautiful, and I'm currently wearing one and two, a ring as well, so let me give you some close-ups. Alright, so here is the first one, and this is a necklace inspired by the Lunar Chronicles, and it's just a big colorful rock with a dangly star at the bottom, and it is so gorgeous. I have been wearing this like crazy, and I've gotten quite a few compliments from it as well. So it is gorgeous. And then I also have this ring, which is inspired by A Darker Shade of Magic, and I freaking love this. I have been wearing it on my pinky a lot. I don't know why. I think it just looks really cool there. And I love this intricate border around, and it is so cool. It's also adjustable right here. And oh, I love it so much. So up next is this metal bookmark, which is inspired by The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, and in the middle here is a quote from the book, and it says, "You have only seen the least of what I can do," and here's the back of it. I love this so much. It is absolutely stunning, and it just looks like this, and it fits right in between the pages. So the last thing I have to show you is this necklace, which is inspired by the Grishaverse, and it's a sun with a yellow gem in the middle, and it's inspired by like the Sun Summoner, which totally makes sense. It fits that so well. I love this thing. Here is the back. It's pretty much the same thing. And yeah, I love this thing. So really quickly, if you would like to buy your own bookish jewelry from Shiki Creates, then you can go onto her website and use my code HOLLY, and that will give you a discounted price. I highly recommend checking them out. I never promote products that I don't like on this channel, and I highly love Shiki's amazing jewelry. But let's go ahead and go on to my book haul. So the first book I had to show you, well actually three, is the entire box set of the First Law trilogy by Joe Abercrombie, which consists of Book 1, The Blade Itself, Book 2, Before They Are Hanged, and Book 3, Last Argument of Kings. Okay, so instead of holding up the entire box set, I'm just going to hold up the first book because holy hell, they are heavy. So I recently read the Shattered Sea trilogy by Joe Abercrombie, and it absolutely blew me away, and now I am on the hunt to basically get his entire collection. So The Blade Itself was Joe Abercrombie's debut novel in 2007, and it's really funny because this book came out in March and I'm hauling it in March. So I think it was a match made in heaven, honestly. But I have heard that this series is absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to read it. There are collector's editions of this series, but I figured that I would buy the paperback and kind of get use out of them, bend the spine, and just see if I really enjoy it, because I more than likely will, and then I will more than likely buy those collector's editions. Plus, they are just a little bit expensive. So this series is definitely one of those very dark fantasies where our main protagonist is severely lacking in those heroic qualities, which, let's be honest, are always the best characters. But in this book we follow Logan Ninefingers, and he is on the run from the king, and then he ends up finding himself in the Union's capital, and he aligns with a legendary wizard who is long thought dead. We also follow a third character who has a very tortured past, but he actually ends up being a torturer himself. So even though this series sounds really dark, Joe Abercrombie has one heck of a sense of humor, and I expect to be laughing the entire time, or at least most of the time, or crying. But I expect this to be amazing. The next book I have to show you is The Black Prism by Brent Weeks, and this is the first book in the Lightbringer series. So I have really been wanting to expand my adult fantasy collection, because after just taking a look at my shelves for a little while, I've noticed that the YA genre has taken over my shelves like the plague. So I decided to kind of just throw this in my cart because I've heard nothing but amazing things. So this is an epic fantasy series with a color-based magic system. So this basically means that magic involves harnessing light energy and converting it into matter. I have heard that this can be quite complicated at times and a little bit hard to follow because of how complex it is and just how many layers that this magic system involves, but I'm excited to get my brain working otherwise. I have heard that this follows really strong leading characters, and I just think that it sounds like a whole lot of fun, very political and brutal, and I'm so hyped. This is also like a 700-page paperback, but I don't care. Up next is yet another adult fantasy that I have been searching for 3 freaking years, and I finally have it, and that is Prince of Thorns by Mark Lawrence, which is book 1 in the Broken Empire trilogy. Now, I own the other 2 books in hardcover, but you guys have no idea how hard it is to find these hardcover editions for less than like $100 or $50. It's insane how hard adult fantasy is to find in hardcover. I finally spotted this on Amazon like new for $9, and I freaking jumped on that like a viper. By the way, I literally checked Amazon for this book every single day, hoping that some wizard would just list it for a decent price and decent condition, and it all paid off in the end. Now, for anyone who is interested in reading this series, there are some trigger warnings, and that is our main character, Jorg, is only 13 years old, but he is a very, very dark character who is a leader of a pack of murderous thieves. But he aims to be king before he turns 15. He kills people without thinking, and he even forces himself on women, which is kind of where the trigger warning comes from, because he's only 13, so that is extremely morbid. But it's so good. I mean, Rick Riordan rated this book 5 stars, and that is saying something from a middle grade author. Now, I have only read half of this book when I owned the mass market paperback edition, and what I read I loved, but I could not stand reading it in mass market at all. I hated it, so I stopped, gave the mass market paperbacks to my brother, and I now have this beautiful hardcover, and I just could cry. I kind of shed a tear when I opened up my mailbox and felt the hardcoverness. It was nice. So the next book I have here is Children of Blood and Bone by, I'm gonna butcher this so bad, so please don't hate me, Tomi Adeyemi. Yeah, that's hard. Now, this is a very hyped book. Oh man, is it hyped. But its hypeness is coming from a bunch of very good sounding qualities. One of those qualities is that it's a West African fantasy. So cool already. So in this world, a selection of people had magic, and those people are marked by having white hair. Well, unfortunately, something happened 11 years ago, and this has made magic disappear. So in this story, we follow 3 troubled characters who are trying to bring magic back by searching for magical items and also running for their life. Now, this book was a total impulse buy. I was just going to Walmart and I spotted it, and it was so cheap as well. I think it was $9. That's how much it was. And then I opened up the dust jacket. Well, first of all, this map was already like, oh, I need. And then I saw this, and I was sold. And then the spine was like, I'm double sold. And now I own it. That happened. Literally all of my friends have been giving this 5 stars. I've seen nothing lower. So I expect some amazingness within the pages. So the next book I have here is Beyond a Darkened Shore by Jessica Leek, which was sent to me by Jessica, so thank you so much. And also she signed it, and there's a bookmark. How cool is that? And it says, "To Holly, stand your ground, Jessica Leek." Thank you. I will stand my ground. So this is a young adult fantasy with a touch of Norse and Irish mythology, and it follows our main character, who is the eldest daughter and heir to the throne. And because of her unnatural mind control abilities, she is unfortunately shunned by her people. Over time, she receives these cryptic messages and ominous feelings to go on a dangerous quest to protect her family, which leads her to pair up with a boy who is a sworn enemy from the north to save their people. So this book kind of has like a two groups clashing kind of plot line, and they have to come together to survive. At least that's what it kind of sounds like, and I think it sounds so thrilling, and I'm so excited to go into it. So the final book I have here is The Bells by Danielle Clayton, and this was in the February Unicorn Crate. Now this book doesn't necessarily sound like something that I would purchase myself, especially since I just showed you some pretty bloody and brutal stabby books, but this plotline definitely sounds really fun and entrancing. So in this story we follow the Bells, who are basically godlike beauties who can transform people's bodies to make them look beautiful, but at a price. Each belle is raised in a carefully cultivated environment, and they basically have to compete against each other to become the favorite of the queen. This book sounds like it's going to have a really good message about self-confidence and how crazy people can get over looks, and I think it sounds really fun. I'm definitely interested to see how I feel about the plot line, and also this cover is gorgeous and the map is really pretty as well. That's what the map looks like, freaking blindingly pink, which kind of hurts my eyes a little bit. But yeah, I'm excited to go into it, even though I think the second one isn't coming out for another like 2 years. That sucks. So those were all the books that I got in March, and like I said, I have one more thing to show you. I am a rep for Idle Stuff on Instagram, and they sent me some bookmarks, and I need to show you guys these amazing bookmarks. They are so cool, and I do have a coupon code, and that is HollyHearts10. That will save you 10% off your order. But let me show you these. You guys, it's gonna blow you away. Everything is so cute. Alright, so first we have these Lunar Chronicles magnetic bookmarks. I just have them on the books because I think they just look so cute. So here we have Cinder, and then we have Scarlet, Cress, Winter, and then Eco. They are so cool, and let me grab one out for you. So on the back they actually have like what their back looks like instead of just like a carbon copy of the front, which I think is so unique. I love these to death. And then we have the inner circle, which are from A Court of Thorns and Roses. So here we have Feyre, Rhysand, Cassian, Morgan, Azriel, and Amren, and these are so freaking cute. I love these oh so much. I'll show you the back of one of them. So like I said, that's what they look like on the back, and they're magnetic. I just absolutely cannot get over them. And yeah, I know some of these are on the Fallen Kingdom series, but they kind of had to be it, you know. And last but not least, we have these Harry Potter magnetic bookmarks. So first we have Dumbledore and Hagrid, and then we have Harry, Ron, Hermione, Malfoy, and then Fred and George. And I think these look so cool. I absolutely love that these are Christmas editions because my favorite parts in Harry Potter are of when it's Christmas, and I love it so much. So yeah, that is it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up for me because it helps me out so much. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on social media. I am at HollyHeartsBooks on Instagram and at HollyNiece on Twitter, but all of that is linked for you down below in the description box. And until we meet again, happy reading.